You already know what's up just by reading the title, so let's just get into it. If you know me, you would know I would get myself into some situations, and most of those times I will say it's by my own doing, but this was just out of my control, man. I was hanging with my friend, and we'll call him Daryl for now, because I know this dude is watching me because he'd be asking me for me to make videos about him. So dude, if you're watching, you basically put yourself on blast, my man. So Daryl had this chick, and we'll call her Anna, and Daryl and Anna were a great couple, because I was a bare witness through every single moment. We already know where this is going, so I'm gonna just tell you the moral of the story early. Just don't be a third wheel. It's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. So I was hanging with Daryl and Anna at Daryl's house, and we noticed that it was getting late and I should have been home by now. But Daryl looked at me and said, "Hey yo bro, why don't you just stay here and spend the night? We can all just chill and play games." And I was all like, sure, why not? And chilling we did. We chilled until it got around like 12 at night. I got tired and went to the other room and slept. We bid our dues and I went straight to sleep. For what felt like 5 minutes, I got up from my pillow and started hearing thudding sounds. And the first thing that came to my mind was, well, Daryl's house is actually in the country, so it could just be the trees hitting the walls of the house. Yeah, that's what it is. So I calmed down and went back to sleep. For like 2 seconds, I instantly got up and thudding got louder and faster, bro. But only this time the thudding followed with a voice, and this voice was a girl voice. A familiar girl's voice. This voice was uncomfortably familiar because this voice was Anna's voice. And just by that sound alone, I knew what was going on, and I was freaking out because every second went by, the thudding got louder and the voice with it as well. And it got to the point where I can't even sleep. So I thought maybe, just maybe, I could tell my homies to quiet down? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I got up like the man I am, and I was about to bust through the door, but before I could even make a subtle knock, I was all like, can you do this? Like, is this what homies do to other homies? Like, I feel like if I was in that situation, I wouldn't want my friends to let me finish, on God. But with that in my head, I angrily went back to bed. Stupid brain, stupid consciousness, stupid level of care for my friend's sexual orientation, and back to square A I went. I was laying on my bed, forced to listen to my friends making Kendrick Lamar beats in the other room, and it was all pretty normal, I guess, until I heard the biggest thud from the other room, and this time, the thudding started to sound like smacking, and the voices got louder, and I immediately thought, no! These niggas were on the other side of the wall, like, bruh, a dude is just trying to sleep. So I was basically forced to listen to my friends making smacking noises and voices that got louder and faster, and I remembered that I brought my headphones with me because I like to sleep while I listen to music. So I thought maybe if I listen to some rap songs blasted up, I could finally have some composure, right? These niggas went crazy, bro. Like, I'm talking that these dudes were on beat, like, strangely on beat, like, to be honest, it's almost kind of fire. To Going Bad by Meek Mill, featuring Drake. And if you heard that song, we all know how the beat goes. So at that point, I just gave up and just laid there because eventually I thought they would get tired, right? Right? 4 whole hours. These dudes were going at it for 4 hours. Honestly, at that point, I went from disgusted to impressed, because I deadass thought about going to the other room and giving my homie a high five, because no one should have that type of stamina. Eventually, after those horrid hours, the two stopped and I guess they went to bed and slept. But I didn't. I was too busy being mentally scarred, hearing intense smacking and screaming voices, and eventually the sun came up and Daryl came into the room and told me to get dressed and drove home. And I swear, it was the quietest ride home in my entire life. To what I said earlier, just don't be a third wheel. I promise it'll save you and your sanity.